I'm gonna eat some copaiba.
All right, turn off your sound if you're gonna be crazy. Hello, Prove It participants, mentors, and the oil curious. This is our additional class that we're doing today, which is going to be about, let me stop share so you guys can see me. Hi. All right, so this one is going to be about how to choose oils for any condition. We are not doctors. We don't want to be doctors. But sometimes when we're looking at how do we help people with oils, there's all kinds of medical conditions that people have and, you know, symptoms that they're having. And it can be really overwhelming to figure out how do I help this person because I'm not a medical professional. And this very simple system is going to give you a way to navigate that. And basically people can throw anything at you and you're just going to ask them one or two questions and then you'll be able to recommend some oils or put a blend together that would be perfect for what they are dealing with. All right. So I am going to attempt this screen sharing perfection one more time. All right. Is it good? I'm hoping you're seeing the right thing. Elaine, is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's go on to our next. And if I did a hand diffusion right before we got started, so if you do one too, you know, we'll be sort of all waked up and on the same page. All right. So today we're going to help choose oils for any conditions, and we're going to figure out based on the information that you get from this, what starter kit, enrollment kit of oils might be right for you, right? Because how to choose a kit is important. I am your host. I'm Cindy Liu. I'm an internationally certified aromatherapist. I'm also an author of a book called The 4-Man Plan. I do energy healing work that I call interdimensional guidance, and I love to teach and speak publicly, right? So my dramatic health journey led me here and has helped me develop all these systems of teaching you and helping you to learn in a simple way. I'm also the co-founder of Malibu Essential Oils, and we host the podcast, The Wizards of Oils. All right, so today we're gonna have you choose oils by body system or by body part or organ, right? So that's gonna really simplify things. So think of a symptom or a condition that you would like help with. I like for people to think of themselves. It's so easy for us to want to think of other people first, but I think it's a really great idea to think of yourself first. But think of something, whether it's a diagnosis or not a diagnosis, you don't really know what's wrong, but you're having stuff going on, okay? And then you're going to ask yourself this one question. And this is the same if you're going to ask somebody else this one question. Right? What systems of the body, body parts, or organs are being affected? Okay, so that's really the biggie. That's the big question that you want to be able to ask people when you are playing in this arena, right? And look how easy that is, right? So let's look at some of the basic body systems, and this is going to help people understand or you decipher what's going on, right? So first there's the endocrine system. That is directing the body through hormone secretion, right? And also sometimes the hormone creation. And that involves mostly glands, the hypothalamus, the thalamus, the pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, pancreas, and your adrenal glands, all right? The next system is the limbic system. So the limbic system is directing your emotions and your moods. I like to sometimes just think about that as the emotional body or even my spirit, right? So a lot of mood oils that would direct towards that. The respiratory system is what helps you breathe. So that includes your sinuses, the lungs, your trachea, and your ears. Your ears. All right. The immune system is protecting the body with normal body function, right? So it also is protecting against invasion from parasites, from bacteria, from viruses. And that includes the gut, the thymus, the spleen, the lymphatic system, glands, and ducts. Now you're going to see some overlap here. Obviously, many of our organs are doing several jobs, right? So that's why this is more like a holistic approach with a targeted set of oils. And just like you guys did through this program, we chose a condition and then we gave you 3 oils for that condition so you can actually play in one arena for 2 weeks. You know, I like to do something every 2 or 3 weeks, a little oils project, so that I don't get overwhelmed. Right now I'm working on a funny little mole on my leg, right? But what you guys chose was something to help one of your categories of concern. Now the other one is urinary. That is for producing and storing urine and removing toxins from the body. That includes your kidneys, your liver, and your bladder. And then we have the musculoskeletal system that supports the body and organs through movement, right? Bones, muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments. All right, so next, right? The integumentary system, it's your skin and your hair and your nails. It protects the body. It is also helping us experience sensations and elimination, right? So your skin is a secondary elimination organ. Comes out through your sweat. We just off-gas a lot of things as well through our skin, right? When we decrease our weight overnight, a lot of that is coming out through our skin while we sleep. There's also the nervous system. So that collects, transfers, and processes information, communication, and emotions, right? So that includes, I did this really fast, guys. There's a couple typos. The brain, the spinal column, and the nerves, right? There's also the circulatory or the cardiovascular system. It moves nutrients, blood, gases, and waste to and from the cells and organs and through different systems. That is the heart, your blood, your arteries, veins, and valves. The digestive system breaks down and absorbs food and brings nutrients to you. Mouth, teeth, stomach, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, intestines, and colon. And then there's the reproductive system, sex, fertility, sex hormones, you know, any of those fluctuations that we get, andropause, menopause, puberty, right, would all be under that, which includes the ovaries, the uterus, the breasts, the prostate, the testes, and some other glands. All right. So now that you had your little condition in your mind, right, I'm going to use the example to start with of allergies, right? Let's say somebody has got some pretty nasty allergies and it's affecting their respiratory system. It is affecting their immune system, right? Because they're getting like, they're being invaded. They feel like they're being invaded. It's an overaction of the immune system. So that will cause sneezing and coughing and watery eyes, you know, those kinds of immune system responses. And then sometimes it affects the skin, right? Maybe you might break out in a rash because you had some immune, like something that you're allergic to. It might come out on your skin. So that would be the 3 things if I was looking at somebody with allergies and they say they maybe get a little rash sometimes and they're having trouble breathing. I'm going to look at the respiratory system, the immune system, and the skin. All right. So you guys think of what your 3 systems, maybe 2 systems, that's fine. Maybe it's 1 system, that's fine, right? This is how we're going to begin to break down what oils to pick for it. All right, so now I've just written down a few oils for each system, okay? So look at the 3 that you were categorizing, and now just write down the oils that work for those 1, 2, or 3 systems that you think are affected, okay? So here for that allergy, so now I'm going to look at Breathe, Peppermint, On Guard, and Frankincense, right? I'm going to look at the immune system. On Guard, repeat. oregano, melaleuca, and lemon. I've spelt melaleuca wrong everywhere, but up at the skin and hair, right? Where now I'm looking at frankincense, repeat, lavender, melaleuca, and balance, right? So now, if we're looking at something that had 2 or 3 different systems that were involved, right? We're going to look at how we're going to approach this. Now, if somebody is just having a temporary system and it's in their respiratory system, yeah, you could just give them a little breathe, do a hand diffusion, a lung inhalation. That's going to open up their sinuses, open up their lungs, right? And now they're probably going to be fine if it's something that is just like a freak thing that's happening in the moment because they're allergic to llamas and now there's a llama around them. You think that's weird, but that's happened. Okay, so then I think like, okay, well, what if this is sort of like a longer term issue, right? I might want to have them address their entire immune system, right? And that would mean using On Guard, oregano, melaleuca, and lemon internally in combination, probably, right? Through a blend we make called Immunity Blend, through capsules. And then that will help to reset their immune system. So maybe they're having an allergic reaction or you're having an allergic reaction because your immune system's overloaded. It just can't take another thing. It's got so much weird business in there, foreign invaders in there. That one little piece of pollen is just going to set you off, right? So it's a good idea when you're having something like that to go ahead and treat your immune system for a more long-term effect. Now, then the third thing is, what if it's coming out as a weird little rash, right? Well, that I'm going to approach topically, and I'm going to use oils for, topically for that, for whatever rash or thing that I need to look at it for, right? So I can just do a carrier oil, and then I can do frankincense, lavender, melaleuca, and or balance. It's totally okay to start with one oil, right? If you're going to start with one oil for your condition, of course, I'm always going to say start with frankincense. Frankincense is great for every system of the body. Obviously, this list is not complete, right? I'll show you our resources later, but sometimes you get 1 or 2 oils. Sometimes there are lots of oils that are good for a particular system of the body. And sometimes there's a single oil that's good for a lot of things, right? I call those super oils. That means to me that they're beneficial for more than 5 systems of the body, right? So I can just sort of be like, oh, great, I'll just use peppermint, or I'll just use lavender, or I'll just use frankincense, because I know they carry over. And if you look at this list, you'll see how they carry over into several different systems, right? So, so that would be how I would approach that. I would just go like, okay, maybe I don't even know what kind of allergy it is, right? Is it coming through their skin? Is it affecting their sinuses and their respiratory? Definitely their immune system is overactivated, right? So I can do short-term and long-term approaches just by looking at these body systems. All right. I want to look at something slightly more complicated. My husband is diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. All right. And when we heard, I don't know, what's Hashimoto's disease, right? This is going to happen to you. Somebody's going to say, oh, do you think that essential oils is going to help my blah, 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 and you'll have never heard of it before, okay? So that's when I just lean in. I just like, ooh, what systems of the body are being affected? That's the only answer I need from them, right? And they can tell me 1, 2, or 3. So for that, it is affecting the endocrine system. It is affecting the immune system, right? And it's also affecting the circulatory system because you get cold hands and cold feet. You can't keep your temperature up, right? So there's a few things going on with that. So then I can just look at, okay, I've got the endocrine system, On Guard, frankincense, lemon sassy, lemongrass, right? I'm looking at the immune system, On Guard, oregano, melaleuca, lemon, right? And then I'm also looking at the circulatory cardiovascular system. I want more blood flow. Orange, peppermint, lavender, cinnamon, right? So now I have a good idea of groupings of oils on how I want to tackle this. If I look at it from the endocrine system point of view, because the thyroid, so Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease of the thyroid, right? Or the alternate thing is to just look up thyroid, right? And I'm going to show you where we look those things up. We just have 2 books that we use. And then, you know, it's an app as well, so if you're not a book person. But let's say I just wanted to look up the thyroid and look up the oils that are beneficial from the thyroid. The way that I would tackle it, the way I do tackle it, actually it's right here, is my little thyroid blend, right? And for that, I've put it in a carrier oil, I've placed it in a roll-on, and now I'm just gonna roll it directly on my thyroid. It's really effective to hit the parts. If they're hanging out close to the surface, and the thyroid definitely is, right? It's great to rub it just right on it. I was today rubbed Clary Calm on my ovaries because I was having a little bit of a hormonal moment, right? So it was really great for me just to be able to rub it directly onto my ovaries and get into the tub for that deeper penetration into my system. So, all right. Elaine, can you confirm for me that I am recording? I don't see the little recording thing on here, but I'm hoping you guys do. Okay, so let me just look here at the chat and make sure.
Totally recording.
Thank you. Okay, so if any of you have any questions, or do you want to tackle one of these so that we can look at it together, let me know. All right, I'm going to move on, but please, if you put it in the box there in the chat box, we'll take a look at it and see what we can do. Now, let me show you our 2 books. All right. This one, that's our Bible. This is the Modern Essentials book. You can purchase it at aromatools.com. You can also purchase it on Amazon. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what the FDA rule is, because things might seem a little confusing and you're like, why is this confusing? And I'm just going to explain it to you. All right. Back in 2015, the FDA decided to come down pretty hard on essential oils companies and make it so that we could not make any health claims. We knew we couldn't say things like treat, cure, diagnose, prevent, right? Frankly, I don't think anybody or anything is treating or curing the body. The body heals itself, right? So all we do with the essential oils, with diet, with exercise, with good sleep, right? We are creating an environment for the body to heal. Right? So that's why sometimes when you're sick and you're running around and you've got a lot of work to do and your kids got to go to school and your kids come back with another illness, like, you're not going to heal that quickly because the environment for healing isn't being provided, right? So yes, the oils can speed the process along. They can create an internal environment for healing, but you still have to be conscious of what your environment is when you're looking to heal, right? So that being said, the FDA rule is that we cannot have a brand name or any trademarked brand blend name like Balance, Digest, and On Guard on a same piece of literature as a actual diagnosable condition. Okay, so that's why we kept it really general for you guys, just big lumpy categories of stress and mood, you know, pain, digestion, weight loss, because we're sort of limited to that in a way, right? Once you become a member because basically you can't say that stuff to try to sell things to people. Like you can't say like, oh, frankincense cures cancer, so buy frankincense for me. That's what they're trying to avoid, and I totally get that, right? So this is just so you understand the difference. It cannot be on the same piece of literature. So if you see the word doTERRA on a piece of paper, it's going to say if you have digestive issues. It's not going to say SIBO. It's not going to say acid reflux. It's not going to say, you know, celiac disease. It's not going to say those things because it's not allowed to, right? In comes the Modern Essentials book and many other reference books that are written by people who are very experienced with the oils. All right. And in this book, we love this book, they have single oils that you can look up a single oil and see all of its chemical properties, right? Some quick facts about it, some uses, some recipes, and also some additional research. That little bit of additional research is gold. There's also the blends, right? So it'll tell you what's in the blends, but it's going to use the generic name for the blends. So here, I'm going to show you how you look. All right. So like on this Breathe bottle, if you can see that underneath it, it also says respiratory blend, right? So you're going to look up in the book respiratory blend, and it's going to do the same thing. It's even going to give you the ingredients: laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus radiata, melaleuca alternifolia, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom, right? So it's going to have both of those things in there. The beginning of the book is also awesome. It has some chemistry, some history, some instructions for blending, and also how to do the aroma touch technique is in there. It has some drug interaction facts on there. I also really love just the back cover of the book because it shows you safe dilutions levels for adults, children, pregnant ladies, and people who are sensitive, right? So it tells you if it's safe for them and at what dilution you should be using it at. I mean, we love this book. I can't tell you how much we stickin' love this book. You know, Elaine is just doing the, she's just getting certified in aromatherapy, and she's been using the Modern Essentials book, you know, to help her with that. So we really love this book. Now, the back of the book is where the gold is. It's where the gold is. Okay, the back of the book lets you search by body part, organ. You know, you can just look up the brain. You can just look up the thyroid, or by condition. Yes, people, it's back here that you can look up things like cholera. Just cholera, colds, right? Chronic fatigue. It's got carpal tunnel syndrome, right? So those are just in the seed. Bursitis. Now we're looking at pain and all these issues and breaking it down in the smaller categories with more specific oils to use. So this book is really, you know, with a lot of people that buy the larger kits, we give this book to them because it's such a powerful resource. It's also an app. So you want to look for the Modern Essentials app. It's got like a light blue square with a white graphic flower on there. You want to use the apps and the books that match the brand of oils that you're using. And to be honest, a lot of the essential oils books that have been very popular and going around for a couple decades, and I still have them, I read them, but to be honest, they are, they're getting outdated. You know, they're just not as relevant as they were because of doTERRA, because of the quality of oils that we're using, all right? So the second book is the Emotions book. We love this book too. This one really tells you how to relate to each oil in an emotional way, and it also lets you look up emotions and then see what oils that you might want to use for them, right? This is a really beautiful, powerful book for people who are looking to handle things like, you know, agitation and grief and pain and, you know what I mean, like emotional pain. Now, that being said, can I tell you that my biggest trick with figuring out what oils to use for people is to think about every system as a vertical column. All right, so the body's on the bottom, the emotions are here, right? There, and then there's like, let's say your brain and your emotions, and then there's also the spirit, your whole spiritual being, all right? So let's think about something like allergies, because the oils are the same, all right? Allergies on a physical level is basically the same on the vertical column, right, as anxiety is on the emotional level. What could that be? Because it's the same thing, right? You're having anxiety over something that should be no big deal. You're having a big emotional reaction, you know, to something that is not necessarily life-threatening or impacting you, you know what I mean? That you're just freaking out, and it's less important than your reaction is, right? Allergies is the exact same thing on a physical level. You're having a larger reaction to pollen or llamas than is necessary. And it's the same oils, guys. It's the same oils, right? Lavender is the antihistamine. That is perfect for allergies. Lavender also chills you out when you're having anxiety, right? So sometimes these things line up, and it's an interesting way to think about that. All right. So now that you have a sense of your oils and you have a sense of how to sort of pick ones for certain conditions, you can carry this over to choose a kit. And now I know it's 6 o'clock and we're going to have people hopping on for the other part, but this is the last little part for you. All right. So you can kind of see here that if you made a list of the little oils that you need for whatever condition that you're looking for to tackle next, right? You can see which one of these kits has the most of what you need in it, and my suggestions on why you would choose each kit. All right, so the Aroma Touch kit is really good for caretakers, people who are massage therapists, who have license to touch. Athletes really love it, and people with chronic conditions, because the Aroma Touch technique is a 25-minute massage technique. It's not really a massage. It's an oils application that if you do it once a week or even once a month or twice a month, you know what I mean? It can really turn stuff around. Like if you just go like, oh my God, I'm feeling freaked out, everything's wrong with me. To have these 8 oils and to be able to do the Aroma Touch technique is really excellent, right? The Home Essentials and the Family Essentials kit are basically the same. They have the same 10 oils in them. It's a size difference, right? And just let this Chinese lady tell you that the Home Essentials one is a much better deal. We won't look at prices right now, but it's a much better deal than the Family Essentials kit. But if you're looking for a little starter kit because you have other oils on your list that aren't in this list of 10 oils, it's good to have that basic pantry, because then you'll have something for every single system of the body. And then you can add on your bigger bottles of the things that you like, things that you need, right? And then the Natural Solutions kit is actually the kit that I started with. And the Natural Solutions kit is for people that are really serious about detoxing their home and swapping out as many things as possible in their bathroom medicine cabinet, right? Because I had black mold poisoning, that was a priority for me. Any little thing that I can swap out, that's better for me overall. So I went ahead and started with the Natural Solutions kit, and I did not regret it. All right, guys, so that was our little mini class on how to choose oils by body systems. And now it's 6:01. We're going to start all over again. If you want to take a break, walk around, you know what I mean? We're going to get into these results. I'm not going to take a break. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hi, everybody that's joining us. Let's see who's here. All right. And was there anybody here, if you want to let us know in the chat, if you wanted to do a little 1-minute testimonial for us tonight, I would really love that. We'd love to hear your voice, and it'll be voice only. So if you would like to do that, let us know in the chat as we roll along here. All right, so let's get started. All right, for those of you just joining, hi, I'm Cindy Lou. I think you guys know who I am. I was your host. I was your mentor's mentor for a minute, And I'm so excited to share these results with you from the program. This is my goal. I just do this because I want to get these results. So thank you to every single person who filled in their questionnaires, because it really means something to me personally and is why I make the extra effort to run these programs. I really believe in the N=1 experiment, which is that you are your best experimenter, you know, and then with just some guidance, whether it be an aromatherapist, it be your mentor, it be your doctor, you know, always keep in mind that you are your experiment and that is your body and only you know what's really going on inside. So thank you guys for making yourselves aware of that. Now, this was our original mission. Let's see if we accomplished that, right? We wanted to get essential oils into the hands of as many people as possible. So I think we did that. In 2 weeks. We have at least 60 new people trying oils. I think more than that in our group. I think there was at least maybe 80 people that were in there. There were some lurkers, right? So that was a success. We wanted to share our knowledge about how to relieve stress, discomfort, other health challenges with oils. I hope we really did that for you as well. And then the third thing we want to do is create a community of oil users at every stage. Now, the reason why I have this little fire here is I always say that this is our new campfire, you know, for thousands and thousands, as long as plants and humans have been on the planet at the same time, people have been sitting around talking about what to use for what and how it affects them. And this is our little version of that. So I hope you had that experience as well. All right, so let's get into the results. Okay, so now remember, we just gave you 3 teeny tiny bottles of oils, right? And we just really let you try them for these 2 weeks to see if you can move the needle at all. Now, if the needle moved for you, just know there are so many more oils, so many different creative ways that you could apply them, blend them, use them, you know, and then on top of that, inclusion of really important supplements that can just take this, you know, in a totally another direction, right? It took me 4 months to really eliminate my wrist pain that had me sleeping with wrist braces, driving with wrist braces, like I couldn't pick anything up. You know, I didn't wear wrist braces after my first application of Deep Blue, but then it took another 4 months for me to really feel like, oh, I don't really even have an issue with my wrists, right? So think about that the results that you see here are just about, did the dial move, all right? So the average stress level went from 7.4 to 5.5. Function affected by stress at least every other day. So we asked them, like, is your stress affecting your ability to function, which is a pretty big deal every day or every other day, right? And that number went from 50% to 25%. Right? So we asked people daily moods after using their oils. They said things like calm, a lot happier, really good, way better, and hopeful, right? In the testimonials, they said, I showed my husband orange and peppermint layered together and he used them just before a big meeting. Everyone in the meeting had an uplifted mood, right? So if he's running that meeting and he's going in with this bright energy and a little bit of smell on him, right? That could lift up an entire room. So that's really an exciting result. One person just said the oils work. I was truly astounded at the difference essential oils can make in one's mood and energy level throughout the day. They help me come back to the present moment and not lose my stuff. If you know what I mean, right? Another one said, I love wild orange. It really does emit joy. We are wild orange lovers as well. And then I have this one from the group that this is from Danielle Johnson Hayner. I picked the stress package and noticed a huge change in me. So I decided to try it on my kids. Good idea, right? Who have been super hard to deal with lately. Any moms know about that? For my daughter, I would put the mix in her bath every night and she started sleeping through the night. She normally woke up 3 to 4 times a night. How de-stressing is that for mom, right? So for my son, who had been acting out a lot lately, I started noticing a lot calmer attitude and happier. Boy, the breathe especially had helped him because he was coughing during all the smoke in the air from the fires, folks, right? So if you don't have breathe with you and you're in a smoky area, boy, that should be diffusing all the time. Really should be diffusing all the time. So these are some pretty exciting results from stress. Now, detox and weight loss. So most of the participants lost between 1 and 2 pounds, okay, which is in 10 days, it's not a lot, but it's better than gaining weight. There was one participant that lost not only 7 pounds, but 8 inches off of their waist, right? Or total off of several different areas that they measured, right? So they definitely experienced it, right? But more importantly, that sense of bloating, which I think when we say like we want to lose weight, we want to lose that sort of fluffy stuff that zigs when you zag. It's not really attached to your body. It's you know what I mean? It's just that water weight. That went from, okay, so we put that, how bloated do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? People were averaging about 6.5, right? That went all the way down to less than 1. I could barely calculate it. People really lost the bloat in just 10 days, right? So, and that's the beginning. That's the beginning of the detox and weight loss program. I mean, we want you to do 30, 60 days, a full cleanse where you start with the liver and then, you know what I mean, go into your digestive system and then get into the cellular renewal and then do the Slim and Sassy. I mean, that can really produce astounding results, not just in detox and weight loss, but just in how you feel overall. That kit is called the Cleanse and Restore. So if you want to do a full reboot, a full detox, then I would suggest that you, as a 4th kit, look at the Cleanse and Restore kit. All right, so you can ask your mentor about that. So some of the testimonials, most of my cravings were gone. Ooh, that's a big deal. And ones that I had were helped with Slim and Sassy or Orange, right? And somebody said, I'm starting to feel much better stomach-wise, right? I noticed improvements in my digestions and bowel movements. How huge is that, right? I mean, just to have better bowel movements can make a person happier and lighter. And one person said that they have a doTERRA rep and had never gotten this much information. Thank you. That is really what we're trying to do. We're trying not to just be reps, but really be mentors and teachers and partners, you know, and creative with you, right? So thank you for that. And Katrina Belcher said in the group that she actually put on her short, she said, I actually put on my shorts this morning and they were baggy. Very excited about that. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Sometimes I don't even like to think about weight. I like to think about how do my clothes fit? How do I feel in my clothes? Because that can be a much better measurement than just weight sometimes. So that is really great. Thank you, Katrina, for that. All right, so the Easy Digestion program. I have to say, there was only 2 people in that program. Only 1 person finished their questionnaire. This was not a popular category. So the elimination process, right, went from sluggish to smooth, 1 through 10, right? And so that went from a 4 to an 8. So girl is regular, and that is really, really exciting. She said that indigestion and excessive gas were lessened, and she went from taking over-the-counter medication more than once a day to not at all during the program. I mean, how thrilling is that, right? Because that over-the-counter stuff comes with all kinds of crazy side effects and extra ingredients that you don't need. In this program, if she used up all of her oils, right? If she used up every drop of it, I think maybe she went through $5 or $6 worth of oils, and they were pure and natural. And by the way, you watch the other part of this, helped other systems of her body, right? So it's really exciting because your Tums and your Imodiums and everything like that, that's not helping other systems of your body, right? Those other systems of the body have to get to work to process that stuff. So she said she didn't feel as sluggish. I think it helped, and I'm also changing my eating habits by cutting certain products out. So how inspiring is that, right? Feeling a little better makes you feel like, hey, maybe I could feel a lot better. right? Not be stuck with this condition that I think, or somebody has told me I cannot get rid of, right? So in the pain program, so this group was taking over-the-counter pain relievers daily. 45% of the people were taking it daily, down to 20%. That's huge. I think that's really huge, right? So half the people that were taking over-the-counter medications were not taking them daily anymore. And that is a big deal. That's a big relief on your liver, right? And your pocketbook. The pain average went from above 6 to less than 4. That's a great move of the dial. Again, we would want to hit you with more supplements and oils that can help you internally with that inflammation, right? These are topical pain relievers. So this is just the first layer. So to be able to go from above 6 to less than 4, it's really exciting, right? And 40% of people said they exercised more than usual. So that is just a really great indicator, don't you think, of like, oh, I'm feeling better. I know on days when I have less pain, I'll catch myself like walking the dogs and then I start jogging for no reason because I'm not a jogger, right? It just happens because there is that sense in the body is like, no, I feel okay. Let's go. You know what I mean? And that's really, to me, what that 40% of people exercising more than usual says. They say they felt immediate relief. I do believe it's starting to work. That's always exciting. You know, I'll give you one rule of thumb, and this was taught to me by my mentor, Carlos Sebastian, who's actually Elaine Hartline's father. He said to me, he's like, if you think something's happening, it's probably happening, right? Especially within your own body. Sciatica went away within 15 minutes after using peppermint. I had less pain in the morning. There were definite moments of immediate pain relief, but I get hip pain when I try to sleep, and that relief was spotty. Okay, so let's then talk about getting more internal. That hip is more of a joint ball and socket thing. That's going to be different than an external topical muscular relief thing, right? So it's good. So it was working for her muscular relief, but that hip bone, that's probably going to take something a little different. It might include exercise and stretching and, you know, some other things. Okay, in conjunction with the oils, right? So from Daniel Dimeo, he said, I have to admit, I was doing this for a friend. I wanted the one for sleep, but that was out. So I went for pain. I suffer from both, and I'm a pessimist, glass half empty guy. I think most of this stuff is new age BS. I love you, Daniel. I love it when I am proved wrong. My back is in so much pain when I get up in the morning, but I've been waking up not only pain-free, but not waking up pain-free, but on my way. I like that acknowledgement. I feel with a healthy lifestyle and some light exercise, I just might be pain-free. Remember to breathe, right? So for those of you who have people in your lives who think like, I know this would work for this person, but they'll never do it, right? Sometimes a really easy thing to do is to give them those little bottles, give them a little sample. It's not a lot of pressure. You know, they might harump at first, but look at what happened for him. He's got hope. He's got movement. He's waking up without pain, which is a completely different start of the day, right? So, I mean, oh, I just can't. I just feel so much when I hear that because it's really can change our moods and really make us more pessimistic, right? Be a pessimistic person because you're in so much pain. I know that when I was in a lot of pain, I was not thinking the world was bright and shiny, you know? And so for him to really think that with just a healthier lifestyle and a little bit more exercise that he could possibly be pain-free, that's a big mental shift, right? That came with 3 little things of oils. So thrilled about that. All right, so guys, here it is, right? How can we talk to you about these conditions in a more direct way, right? How can we invite you and have you be part of the community? how can we get you 2 super special free oils? You can become a member in August, right? So there are some extra gifts that we're giving you just for participating in this program with us, right? And I just want you to see this price per drop at wholesale prices, right? And they're all priced differently because they're priced based on how difficult they are to source. You know, are they seasonal? How far does it have to travel? You know, how much yield is there in the plants? I mean, there's all kinds of factors on price per bottle of oil, per drop of oil. But can you see how, like, if peppermint, a drop of peppermint, 2 drops of peppermint helped with sciatica pain for 16 cents? Yeah, it's time to be a member. I mean, I know that I was buying my pain relievers at Costco because I needed a lot of them and they were expensive. I think sometimes I was pricing it out in the regular drugstore and it was like 50 cents to $1 per capsule. And I was needing 3 or 4 capsules just to last me a few hours, right? So even just not thinking about the toll that was taking on my body, the toll that was taking on my pocketbook was pretty intense, right? Not to discount all the extra booze and things I was also doing to sort of mitigate that, you know, all the factors. So if you think about it, this is really going to save you money, right? So with the AromaTouch and Family Essentials kit, which is $150, the AromaTouch kit also comes with a free diffuser, but only has 8 oils, right? Don't get fooled. And it doesn't have frankincense, except in the balance, right? That is $150 plus tax and shipping. And it waives the $35 membership fee, right? So you have that other option of just paying the $35 and just getting a few things that you want. Becoming a member with a kit means that you get the fee waived, that $35 waive, and you get free stuff. You get more free stuff, right? Oh, let me see if there's anything here I need to see. Okay, so then we have the Home Essentials kit. That's one of my favorite kits to start with the oils. It's full size 15 milliliter bottles. The AromaTouch and Family Essentials is 5 milliliter bottles. The Home Essentials kit is 15 milliliters, 3 times the size, right? For $275 instead of $150. Do the math on that one. So this is my favorite. It also comes with a free diffuser, and we are giving people who start with a Home Essentials kit a free deep blue rub. Oh my God. And also you will get from doTERRA free Manuka, which is amazing for the skin. If you know about Manuka honey, right? That is just the honey from the bees that get the Manuka plant. And that honey is the most expensive honey there is. This is pure Manuka, right? So this is really, really valuable and beautiful. And Litsea, which is only in Asia, right? So, and is so fresh and light and wonderful. It's like kind of got a lemongrassy feel and effect to it. It's very cleansing, right? And then the third one is that Natural Solutions kit for the 550 that has just the kasa. You can basically take your whole medicine cabinet, put it in a box, right? Put all your essential oils up. Don't throw your other stuff away. Don't throw that away yet. Put it in a box. Put your oils out there, start with your oils, and then if you need the stuff in the box, go for it, right? Because you'll find probably 60 to 80% of the time you would never dip into that box of the medicine cabinet. But I find that that separation helps us to break the habit, right? And that's what makes the Natural Solutions kit one of my absolute favorite kits, all right? So once you become a member, what's next, right? If you want to become a member, contact your mentor, right? They've been contacting you. It's time for you to say like, okay, I'm ready to get a little more personal about how I want to proceed in becoming a member, right? Once you've become a member, we are going to put you in oil camp. Oil camp. So oil camp is a little bit like the Prove It program. It's on Facebook. It's 2 weeks of education for new members, right? So it's a little bit different. You have 10 oils now that you can play with, and we're going to show you way more different things because you're a member. We can speak to you a little bit differently. We can show you some things I'm also going to be teaching a blending class in oil camp, right? So you're not being left here at the door. You're going to go into the next step. After oil camp, we have a classroom that's 30 days that goes even more in depth, right? And you can always reach out to your mentor for extra assistance. So we're not going to leave you. They're going to give you free consults and other free access to these other free online classes, right? Then you can invite your friends and host a class or event, or you can invite your friends to do our next program, which is going to be in October, right? And then if you do that, you're going to earn all kinds of free oils. I know when I started and I realized I bought like, I don't know, like first I started with the Modern Essentials kit, and then I bought like another $500 or $600 worth of oils because I just knew I needed them. You know, I could just feel it. I just looked at my husband and I was like, I think maybe I should start sharing to cover the cost of these oils. So if any of you think like, oh, I would love more oils, but I can't quite afford them, then please contact your mentor. Some of you are mentors in this program this time because you are learning to share oils to help you earn free oils, which is so super exciting, right? Now, all right, the last part of this is really for us to just say, congratulations, you finished something, right? Which is feels so great to finish something. You've tracked your own results. You know, maybe you're ready for the next step, but what I really want to thank you for, and I really want to thank our mentors. Oh my God. You know, even from the participants, I learned things, right? There was so much knowledge being shared. I was so excited to see all of the participation that was happening in there. I just don't think it would have been successful without all of you sharing your knowledge, making videos, you know, being really vulnerable about your conditions and what you're struggling with. I mean, that is what this community is all about, because there are solutions there. There are suggestions. There are things that we've tried. There are things that we've seen, right? And we need to share that information with each other, because that is the fastest form of research that we have. We can wait until they do clinical trials, but like Kurt Schnabelt said when I went to a weekend workshop with him, and people were asking like, what do you think about all this internal usage of oils and all these things that people are doing now because of brands like doTERRA? He said, I'm so excited because this is the largest case study ever, right? And there is so much success and so much to be shared. So thank you so much. I want you to think about, for long-term effects, right, that you will commit to 120 days of lifestyle change with these natural solutions. Why 120 days? Because your blood cells and most of the cells in your body live for 120 days and then they're renewed. At the end of 120 days, most of your body will have been touched and affected and shaped by these wonderful essential oils. And I hope too that you'll consider the Lifelong Vitality Pack and digestive enzymes and the PB Assist, to help really ramp up your experience. At the end of the 120 days, you are going to feel amazing, like me, with no wrist pain, me without coughing and hacking all the time, me not getting sick all the time, me not being in such a dark, cranky mood that nobody wanted to be around me, right? So if you're looking at me now and going like, I can't imagine this woman being really sick, in bed 20, 22 hours a day, you know, wearing adult diapers, screaming at people. If you can't imagine that, that's the transition that I've made, and that's the transition that's possible for you. So I hope this has been as exciting for you as it's been for us. Thanks, guys.